So I'm streaming from my phone because I don't have my camera set up. Because I have my new system right here, my Razer system, which I just built, and I don't have everything else set up on my old machine, which is actually in a new case. But anyway, um, so I just got back from Suicide Squad, and let me start off with this. Much better than Batman versus Superman. So leaps and bounds better than Batman versus Superman. Um, Basically, if Suicide Squad was first in the line of DC movies, it would have established a very good DC universe, like a DC cinematic universe where you have you have villains, you have heroes, you have like an underlying government which just like is against superheroes and against supervillains. It was amazing. It was actually really good. I'm not a DC fan. I'm a Marvel fan, but they actually did a really good job on this. So let me start off with this. Let me start off first. The promos and the commercials and stuff like that kind of make it sound like or feel like a party, like where oh, the bad guys get out and they get to wreak some havoc and everything, right? And it's really not that. It's a disaster movie. First and foremost, it's basically it is disaster porn, but you're rooting for bad guys, and you're kind of rooting against people who are supposed to be good. So um, it's kind of a weird dynamic in that sense. And I'm gonna be stumbling through this because this is live. So anyway, so let me start at the beginning. They establish all of the characters pretty well, all of the main characters. Then you have like the peripheral characters. Like the main characters, I would say, are Deadshot, of course, Harley Quinn, um, oh shoot, Killer Croc, and Agent Waller. Um, then Flag, who is the military guy who's keeping them in line. So they established them pretty well. And then there's the peripheral characters like Katana, and I would say Diablo is a peripheral character, but he becomes a main character towards the middle and end. Then you also have like they just kind of made Captain Boomerang a little bit forgettable. He was funny. He had some quips and everything like that, but he wasn't that big of a role in this movie. He was. I mean, he wasn't really. I didn't feel he was that essential in the movie, but he was kind of like the foil in the picture. Kind of like you want somebody there just to see how pathetic humans could be. And he's to me he's pretty pathetic. Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. HB somebody gamer just said something there. Anyway, so you begin with them kind of telling the story of you're in the universe where Superman has died and stuff like that, and they just go off from there. Then they tell the stories of the characters, the main characters. They kind of weave it in. You get Harley Quinn's story, which is really good. You get uh, and you get, of course, if you've seen the previews, you've seen that Batman is kind of interweaved into that origin story there. And then also you get Deadshot's origin story. I wouldn't say origin. I would say their motivation for being bad. And so you get Harley Quinn's motivation for being bad, which obviously is Joker. You get Deadshot's motivation for being bad, and I'm not going to say anything about that. Killer Croc, they tell you why he enjoys being Killer Croc, or at least not enjoys, but they tell you why he's the way he is, and it's kind of like they kind of glance through that, but I mean, you got the gist. You don't really need a deep story on Killer Croc, but they did make him. I think they did him justice. And then Flag Flag and what's her name? The witch. I cannot remember her name now. I am solely drawing a blank on the witch's name. But Flag, who is the military arm of the Suicide Squad, who keeps them in line while they're in the field, and then the Witch, of course, who is um, who she. I don't want to say what she does, but uh, she's not with the Suicide Squad very long. But she is the motivation for the government to start the Suicide Squad. She's the reason why Waller gets the go ahead to do this Project X, which I kind of found them calling it Project X was a little bit too on the nose, like saying, "Oh, we're going after X Men." Yeah, we are. So, so basically, you kind of start off with that, and then you go into gathering them, and there's really not like a training montage. It's just kind of like a proving that they can do whatever they do montage. And then, um, like I said, it's a disaster movie, like a Godzilla or some type of disaster movie where something happens. I can tell you this. Oops, sorry. I can tell you this. The If you remember in Superman, the ring of destruction that you see, they did it again. There's another ring of destruction. So um, basically, there's another ring of destruction, and they're sent in under false pretenses to go and stop this. So they don't know why they're going in, but they're going in because there's the Suicide Squad. They've got the bombs in their heads and stuff like that. So like I said, they kind of interweave the backstories of all of them, except for like Captain Boomerang and Katana. They didn't really establish her that well, but like within the conflict that they have, they kind of mention, and that's what they usually do, or that's what they kind of did. They just kind of mention what is going on with those characters. The peripheral characters get less of a mention. Diablo, like I said, towards the middle gets more of a story. You get more of his motivation for not wanting to fight, um, and you kind of get a little bit frustrated without knowing what motivation Diablo has for not doing anything until you learn why he doesn't want to do anything. Um, so I don't really know how much more I can say because it's a really good jumping off point. And the reason why I say that uh, they should have probably started with this movie instead of Batman versus Superman is because like I said, you get kind of a world where there's a Joker, there is Harley Quinn, that you get that sense of, hey, there's something going on, and it's detached from the old Batmans, the old Supermans, and all that stuff. It's starting off new, and even there's like a little bit of tease for Justice League and everything like that in there too. So like, if they would have started off with this movie and then somehow worked it where they don't mention that Superman is dead, because obviously this movie's coming out after Batman versus Superman, and spoiler, Superman is dead, of course. So if they would have just come out and said this is the first movie, and this is where Batman comes out and stops a couple of them and establishes the Suicide Squad, and then later Batman plays another role, which I won't say. Uh, then they could have gone into Batman versus Superman. Superman dies. Um, and then like make another Suicide Squad or something like that. Well, actually, make Wonder Woman and Justice League, and then make another Suicide Squad. So it could have been like interweaved like that. Just kind of like just they could have built off of Suicide Squad. That's what I'm saying. They could have built off of Suicide Squad, but they just kind of built off the hype of, oh, Superman is back, and it was a good Superman movie, even though it was not that great of a Superman movie. Then they made a shitty Batman versus Superman movie, a very bad, and I will stand by that always. That Batman versus Superman was a horrible, horrible movie. I haven't seen the Blu-ray director's cut yet, and I don't know if I want to spend money on it, but I will. I probably will, and I want to see it. So then then they made the Suicide Squad movie. It got some negative stigma because of Batman versus Superman, but really, the critics are wrong. Like this movie was pretty good. It was really good, and like I said, I'm not a DC person. I do know the universe. I like DC TV shows, and their their cartoons. The cartoons are great. Cartoon movies are great. I don't like I don't like I do like Batman movies. I mean, obviously, Batman's the biggest thing in DC. I don't like their comics except for Deathstroke. Excuse me. See, I don't even remember Deathstroke, and I collect Deathstroke comics. So, so I really don't. I don't think I have much more to say. It's just I'd say don't listen to the critics. Critics are very jaded. Um, I'm not giving it a glowing review. There were parts like there were parts that were a little bit corny to me, like some of the one-liners. They kind of went to Margot Robbie a little bit too much. Like you kind of expected her to say something really off the wall, and then she says it. I was happy that it was not Will Smith heavy. I was glad that Will Smith didn't say his signature lines or whatever, like a welcome to earth type of line or something like that. So it was good. I mean, like it was a really balanced cast, even though they focused more on a few of the characters than the others. It was still really well balanced, and like just it was really good. I liked it a lot. So I mean that's all I can think about. So I think that's all I got for you. Uh, Leave any comments below if you think I missed anything, or if you have any comments to say about it. That's my impromptu, just coming off of the movie review. So thanks for being here. I saw somebody had some type of I don't know, they had some type of comment about Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. No habla español. Sorry. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, am I still recording? Nope. Yeah.